Hello, welcome to another Marriage Hacks with Joseph and Miriam, and we're continuing to go through the preemptive P's. And today's preemptive P is piquant. Don't worry, we're going to give you the definition of this word. Imagine waking up every day to a partner who brings a spark of excitement into your life. Someone whose enthusiasm and energy not only enriches your relationship, it also fuels your own passions and interests. Stay with us and find out how an exciting or piquant spouse can transform your day-to-day experiences and contribute to a more vibrant and fulfilling life together. Hello, welcome to another episode of Marriage Hacks with Joseph
and Miriam,
with real talk,
real solutions
for a healthy, thriving marriage.
Okay, y'all. When Joe came up with this word piquant, I went, piquant? Okay, so a piquant personality is characterized by a lively and engaging nature that captures attention. Folk with this type of personality are often spirited, charming, and have a knack for making interesting interactions. They tend to bring energy and enthusiasm to the conversation. Their wit and humor can make them very captivating. Their presence can be both stimulating and refreshing and can leave a long lasting impression on those around them.
Well, before I go into the scriptures, anyone who knows Miriam knows that this definition described her to a T.
Because I'm silly, y'all.
To a T. Because once you meet Miriam, she will leave a lasting impression, good or bad. Good or bad. Because some people love Miriam.
And some people can't stand me. But you know what? I don't care. Because I'm going to be me, period.
Well, the scripture is Matthew 5:13, and I'm going to be reading from the NIV, and this is verses 15 through 16. And it says, I said 15 through 16, right?
Yep. You are the salt of the earth.
Yes.
No, it's 5:13, and then 5:16.
Yes.
Because it's not through. It's 13, 15, 16.
Yes, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. It's Matthew 5, 13, and then 15 and 16.
Yes.
You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven.
Okay. Joe wrote this so eloquently, so I want to read it as eloquently as he wrote it. Just as light adds an aesthetic quality that brings beautiful effects through color, shadow, texture, and contrast into this dark world, being a piquant spouse can add excitement to an otherwise humdrum existence. I thought that was very eloquent, so I wanted to give it justice. Okay, anyway, Joe has on here as a side note, do y'all remember mood rings? Now, I know in the 70s they were really very popular. Everybody had one. I'm not sure it ever read my mood, but it was cute. Okay, but what Joe did was he Googled mood rings. And Google said, in one source said, It was dated June 6, 2024. In today's fashion landscape, mood rings continue to hold an appeal for several reasons. Firstly, they offer a playful and whimsical element to accessorizing, appealing to those who appreciate quirky and unconventional pieces. Are you trying to say I'm a mood ring?
No, I'm not trying to
Oh,
say
okay.
that. But just think about it. If if the mood rings, if they do what they are supposed to do,
What they're advertised
the
to do.
advertised to do, that could be a great barometer as far as knowing if your relationship is measuring up in the excitement element.
I don't think that's a good idea.
What's that?
Because
Why?
that's like telling being able to read somebody's thoughts. You don't need to know what's going on anybody's head except your own.
Well,
Because you could discover some things that you don't like. What if you're being playful and ha ha ha, and my mood ring is saying, Heifer is bored? You don't want that. Okay, here are some bullet points on how to make an exciting or piquant spouse. Decide to be Mr. or Mrs. Excitement in your marriage relationship. Interject energy as often as you can in as many situations as you can. Also, figure out ways to make things interesting. Yeah.
and so the first one is decide to be Mr. or Mrs. Excitement in your marital relationship. See, you must see yourself as an atmosphere or mood shifter. And when I thought about this first bullet point, I thought about that old show. Some of you may remember it, and some of you may be too young to remember or even know about it. But the show Good Times, you remember Jimmy J.J. Walker? He would always come in and he would describe himself as Kid Dynamite. Can you say that right, Miriam? Can you say it like JJ?
I don't know if I can say it like JJ. Kid Dynamite!
Yes,
Okay.
I knew she would do better than I would. but he was like he would boast that he would bring excitement when he came into the room. You know, he was the it, and he was gonna bring excitement to that room. So Miriam, can you do the next one?
Okay. Interject high energy as often as you can in as many situations as you can. Maintain an electric personality by projecting your positivity and be ready to disperse freely. Ooh, disperse. There's a time and a place for everything. Being electric and having electric energy is not always appropriate. For instance, we went to a 70th birthday party last Saturday night, and it was held at the Bermuda Run Country Club. And normally, when I go to a party, I show up ready to laugh and joke and have a party. But these people were there they were very, and and I projected that. I'm the kind of person, I walk into a room, I read the room, and I'm like, oh, I can't be silly up in here. So I think it just depends on the situation that you're in. But I remember back in 2018 when we went on our first cruise, a 5-day cruise to the Bahamas, and they were having elegant night. And we went back to the room and I changed clothes. We both changed clothes. And they were just having a party on the main deck. And they were doing a Soul Train line. And that got me really excited. I'm like, a Soul Train line, let's go. And it got, we met this older couple from Wilmington. And we got to talking to them. And they didn't see it when I got to Joe didn't see it when I got to the Soul Train line, but they did. It got so good to me dancing, I dropped it like it was hot all the way to the floor and jumped back up. And I got finished dancing, woo, having a good time. And the little old man looked at Joe and went, "Did you see what your wife just did?" And Joe went, "No, Mary, what did you do?" And I went, "Well, let me go do it again." And I Again, that's probably why my knees hurt right now. But I'm just a firm believer in having a good time. I love to laugh. I love to joke. I remember back in 93 when I was sick. We had been going through a whole bunch of stuff and I was sick. And the worst part of that time during our lives was I couldn't laugh. You remember that, Joe? Every time I would laugh, I would throw up. I wet myself. So it got, so in our first little house, the bathroom was directly across from the den, the room that we used as a den. So whenever something funny would come on, I would just go sit on the edge of the bathtub and crack up laughing. And that way, if I had to throw up, I was right there. And if I had to use the bathroom, I was right there. So I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny. But that was one of the hardest parts, that when I would cut up and I would laugh, I got sick. But anyway, and at church, I'm head of the new members ministry, what we call Central Track. And every so often they'll call out, they'll just be talking calmly, reading the announcements and talking calmly about Central Track. And I'll jump up and I'll just do something, because they'll say, see Miriam, and I'll jump up and I'll do something silly. I just like to have fun. Especially on my Facebook page. A lady, we were doing what we call tribe time, where we get up and greet everybody. Woman named Michelle. I said, Michelle, have you been behaving? And she said, no, because I'm a friend of yours on Facebook. And I went, my Facebook page is scandalous. I admit it. But you should, the stuff that I don't post, that stuff I send is private messages. So, okay. Go ahead.
So the next one is turn up the charm. So you need to power up your ability to bring delight and arouse.
And arouse?
And arouse.
Okay.
And arouse.
I don't think I read Turn Up the Charm.
Arouse admiration. Okay. So that's one of the things that you need to do. You need to power it up. To bring excitement and electricity to your relationship. Now, this is one thing that I have to nudge Miriam. Come on, baby. Get powered up.
Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that?
Let's power up. Come on now.
Right, I don't even think they believe that. After all these months of watching you and me, you got to tell me to get powered up? I think not.
On the charm now. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the charm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything else you powered up. And you burning on all cylinders. All right, you ready for the next one?
Figure out ways to make things exciting.
What you gonna say about it?
Now I want to hear what you gonna say about it.
Yeah, we
see, because I would try to think of stuff, and Joe go, "No, I'm not gonna do that." And I'm like,
"Okay, so you must allow your cup of creativity to overflow and keep things fresh and new." Because a lot of times you get tired of just the same old. And Mary, that's one of her saying, same old. That's one of her favorite things to say, same old.
And it is what it is.
And it is what it is. So sometimes you need to change that around. You need to use your creativity to come up with something fresh and new. Now, I guess my issue with Miriam sometimes is that her creativity sometimes is a little bit too much for me. And so it's like, okay, that's a little bit too over the top for me. So let's kind of meet in the middle somewhere.
And the middle is usually doing the same old thing.
Well, Miriam's creativity can be scary at times. I'm just telling you. And anybody that knows her know I'm telling the truth.
That's not true,
But
Joseph. Not everybody that knows me.
but but she definitely brings a spice to our relationship, and that's what you want. You want that spice in your relationship. You know, this that scripture talked about being the light of the world, but also talked about being the salt. So you have to have a little bit of spice, a little bit of to add a little bit of taste to your relationship. And Miriam, she definitely does her part, and I'm trying to do better at that part.
Okay.
So what's the next one? Is this the
That's
last
the
one?
last one.
That was that the last
This
one.
was a short video today.
Figure out ways to make things okay.
Yeah, that was it. It was a short one today.
guess that's the last
Joe,
one.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Last point.
He searched and 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 he searched for Bible scriptures to go along with this. And when he finally came up with what he came up with, I just shook my head and said, "Okay, baby, it's okay. That's okay. Just use whatever you want to do."
But that's good though. You know,
Go ahead. What are you?
I'm digging deep to bring material to the people.
Yes, you are.
You know, I'm
digging deep.
I'm digging
big
deep.
D.
I'm digging deep to bring ministry to the people.
Those who saw last week's episode will get that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, if this episode brought anything of value to you,
Made you laugh,
please like, share, and comment. The comments really help us. And I know I keep saying that over and over again, but it lets us know that people are really getting something out of these marriage hacks. And as always, we're going to leave some valuable information in our description, so check that out. And so until the next time, have a blessed and prosperous day.
Bye-bye, y'all.